March 6, 2017, President Rodrigo Roa Duterte issued Executive Order No. 15 Series of 2017 creating an interagency committee against illegal drugs. The function of ICAD is to ensure that each member agency shall implement and comply with all policies, laws, issuances pertaining to the government's anti-illegal drug campaign in an integrated and synchronized manner. One of the 4 clusters in the ICAD is the Advocacy Cluster, which shall conduct a nationwide advocacy campaign for the government's anti-illegal drug policy and all implementing programs. The DILG, through the DILG PADS DMO, has developed a website wherein members of the ICAD Advocacy Cluster can submit their accomplishments reports for monitoring and publicizing their efforts on their role in complementing the national government's anti-illegal drug campaigns. This website will also be accessible to the DILG regional offices as a platform for reporting their regional accomplishments for the same endeavor. The success of our advocacy programs would have not been possible without the guidance from the head of the Advocacy Cluster, who has been responsible for spearheading the nationwide advocacy campaign of our fight against illegal drugs. To give us his message, let us give a warm welcome to our hardworking Secretary Eduardo M. Año.
My greetings to our colleagues and fellow public servants at the Interagency Committee on Anti-Illegal Drugs. I am very pleased to be with you all in this special gathering, the culmination of many months of hard work and perseverance. Today, we commemorate International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking by marking yet another milestone in our campaign against illegal drugs. We are here to bear witness to the launching of a digital endeavor that will bring our crackdown on illegal drugs on greater heights. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been 4 years since ICAD was created by President Rodrigo Roa Duterte through Executive Order No. 15, Series of 2017. Since then, we have reached significant strides to put an end to this social monster that has caused immeasurable harm to millions of individual users, destroyed countless families, and has continued to threaten the moral fabric of our society. We have always believed that freedom from illegal drugs is itself a human right. This is why we should never waver in our dreams of achieving a drug-free Philippines. Hindi po tayo dapat makontento sa mga pagbabagong atin ang nakamit. Bagamat kasalukuyang nakatuon ang atensyon ng pambansa at lokal na pamahalaan sa pagtugon sa pandemyang tulad ng COVID-19, patuloy nating gampanan ang ating mga tungkulin upang tuluyang mapuksa ang illegal na droga sa ating bansa. We should not be, for one moment, underestimate the scale of the continuing drug problem as it remains to be a blight in our society. And as you can see, not even the COVID-19 pandemic made drug peddlers stop with their nefarious activities. To cope up and perhaps overshadow the result, we must continue our unrelenting campaign against trafficking and the use of illegal drugs in the face of this health crisis. And today, we are doing just that. In this gathering, we are launching the ICAD Advocacy Cluster website, which is developed to gather, monitor, manage, and archive the regional ICAD and ICAD Advocacy Cluster member monthly reports. This website, which is developed by the Department of the Interior and Local Government to the Philippine Anti-Illegal Drugs Strategy Project Management Office, will help us promote government programs and services on anti-illegal drugs. This will also provide the general public with a clearer picture of the whole range of measures that are available to suppress the proliferation and reduce demand for drugs. Moreover, this web-based application will foster transparency and assure strengthened collaboration among ICAD member agencies. As head of the ICAD Advocacy Cluster, The DILG expresses its gratitude to the men and women who have dedicated their time and effort to building this platform. Our appreciation also goes to the concerned government agencies who helped make this initiative possible. Mga kapwa ko lingkod bayan, patuloy po tayong magtulungan upang makabuo ng mga hakbang katulad nito na lalong magpapaigting ng ating kampanya at advokasya kontra illegal na droga. My fellow Filipinos, drugs steal away so much. Drugs take away the dream of every child and replace it with a nightmare. But it's time we rise together and protect those dreams for the sake of our children and the future of our nation. I am calling all of you to be one with the government and reject illegal drugs. Together, we can build the mightiest force that can ultimately defeat those who are terrorizing our country with chemical destruction. As we continue our fight against this social menace, I reaffirm the DILG's benevolent support to ICAD and to the national government, as well as to our local government units in pursuit of our collective goal for exterminating drugs in the Philippines. Maraming salamat. Mabuhay ang ICAD, mabuhay ang sambayanang Pilipino, malaya sa iligal na droga. Magandang araw po sa inyo.
One of the key programs of our anti-drug campaign is the Barangay Drug Clearing Program, which encompasses a holistic and a whole-of-a-nation approach in addressing the drug problem by enlisting the participation of the local government units, government agencies, and various stakeholders. This is among the noteworthy accomplishments of the Philippine Drug Enforcement Agencies, who continuously champions the Barangay Drug Clearing Program as it has become the main strategy of the President's fights against illegal drugs. To give us his inspiring message, let us all welcome the 7th Director General of the Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency and the Chairman of the Mother ICAD, Director General Wilkins M. Villanueva.
Congratulations to the DILG, Philippine Anti-Illegal Drug Strategy Project Management Office, for developing a website where the public can have access to the monthly accomplishment reports of the member agencies of ICAD Advocacy Cluster. Ngayon, masaya po ako na meron na tayong plataforma kung saan ay maipapamahagi natin ang anumang informasyon, polisiya o proyekto hingil sa ating kampanya sa pagpapalawig ng kamalayan ukol sa masamang epekto ng iligal na droga at hikayatin natin ang mga tao na iwasan at huwag maging biktima nito. Dahil sa bagong website, madali nang maaabot at malalaman ng publiko ang katotohanan sa usaping kontra droga at kung paano sila makakatulong. Coinciding with today's launching of the website is the observation of the annual International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking. With this year's theme, Share Facts on Drugs, Save Lives. Maraming kailangang gawin at marami pa tayong magagawa kung tayo ay magsasama-sama sa pagpapalaganap ng tamang impormasyon at masiguro ang kaligtasan ng mga taong ang buhay ay nasadlak sa malagim na mundo ng droga. Maraming salamat at mabuhay po tayong lahat.
Good morning, everyone. Today, we'll be presenting the ICAD Advocacy Cluster website developed by the DILG through the DILG PADS PMO. The ICAD Advocacy Cluster website is a web-based application developed to gather, monitor, manage, and archive the regional ICAD and ICAD Advocacy Cluster member monthly reports. There are 7 ICAD Advocacy Cluster modules: Site, Accomplishment, Document Archive, Activities, Site, User Management, and Deadline. To visit the website, just type ICAD advocacy.dilg.gov.ph in your browser. This is the front page of the ICAD Advocacy Cluster website. Homepage includes the landing page of the ICAD Advocacy website where you can view the home, accomplishments, clusters, contact, and About Us page of the website. The accomplishments page features the accomplishment reports of regional ICAD, and advocacy cluster member agencies. Further, the clusters page featured 4 ICAD clusters, namely Enforcement, Justice, Advocacy, and Rehabilitation and Reintegration. For the Accomplishment module, all the submitted or uploaded reports of regional ICAD and ICAD Advocacy Cluster members may be viewed and downloaded in the Accomplishment module. The Document Archive section is where you can manage, review, and download the regional and ICAD Advocacy Cluster monthly reports. It's also available in this panel the details of the uploader. For the Activities section, the administrator can schedule upcoming activities or programs while the public user can only view. This is to keep all member agencies in the loop on the respective advocacy initiatives of the member agencies. User management is composed of System Administrator, ICAD Advocacy Member, and Regional ICAD Advocacy Cluster. Deadline. This section is made to set up the submission of the monthly reports of the ICAD Advocacy Member and Regional ICAD Advocacy Cluster. This is to keep things in order and for the administrator to properly track the member agency submission of reports. SAT includes the contact information of the administrator and background of the ICAD Advocacy Cluster. This shall be used as the user basis for basic information regarding the ICAD Advocacy Cluster. This is for the ICAD Advocacy Cluster website. Thank you for joining us today.